Hello and welcome back for Game 3, where Clutch Gaming face off against Team Liquid. We'll start by running through the starting rosters as we get right into things. On the blue side, it is Clutch Gaming. That means it's going to be Solo in the top lane, Lyra roaming around in the jungle, Febvin in mid with Apollo and Hakuo bot support, and Coach D-Lim.
And facing them on the red side, it is Team Liquid. Impact is up top, Smithy in the jungle, Pobelter mid, Double at bottom, Ole supporting him, and Kane on stage, coaching them through Champ Select.
Indeed he is, and yesterday Clutch Gaming delivered on what the analyst desk asked of them. Get a win over a team above the line.
Yeah, above the line, and that just meant, you know, teams above them in the standings,
right.
And they actually did way above the line. They went all the way up to the top, grabbed Echo Fox, they took down the #1 team, and now they are just one game behind a playoff bye. So although they had early, they secured their playoff spot very early on, a playoff bye would be very nice to have, considering, the gains that a lot of the other teams have been making here in the second half of the split too.
That's right, and compare that to Team Liquid, a team many just assumed would be in that top two. They're still looking to secure that playoff spot.
Yeah, Team Liquid, huge offseason moves and even early season success as well. A lot of this was kind of some assumed coordination. We're like, okay, a bunch of veterans, and these are all-star players, and they did start out, playing very effectively, but recently have started to get a little bit shaky. We haven't seen as much of the improvement that people kind of expected. However, Doublelift specifically had a lot of tweets yesterday. He had 3 consecutive, basically paragraph tweets where he was talking about and trying to explain to fans that Team Liquid has actually been making improvements, but they have not shown on stage a lot of the things that they would basically use for comfort to win games. And so they have been trying a little bit more, putting themselves out there. Now, though, it's crunch time. Like, they need to secure the playoff spot and then maybe branch out a little bit more. So we'll see if they can focus completely on comfort, on those W's, and get themselves in.
Sometimes that improvement as well is something you're not going to initially see on stage. It's something that they have solved and been looking to solve over a few weeks, and then they can then work on the stage aspect of solving those problems. And the final ban of Phase 1. We'll see what Team Liquid decides to throw at Clutch Gaming. They've already said mid and jungle. Looks like both of them have said that, and Azir is that final ban.
All right, so focus here on the mid lane as well. Febvin has been such a big carry, and I really like this Azir ban at the end from Team Liquid. I've been tracking, Febvin. Azir is one of his favorite champions. He's performed so well on it, and Team Liquid do not want to let him take over the late game. He's been such a consistent carry, very, very strong there, especially in the late game. But another thing that's been good for them, Zyricon Riv. They've got the Xayah part.
It's the first game we haven't had it broken in Champion Select this day 2 here.
Good breakup.
Yeah, it is a good breakup. I feel bad for them, but we'll see. They can get it now. Caitlyn and Sejuani, they can just go ahead and get the Rakan here. Clutch Gaming's bot lane has been something that people have had trouble dealing with it, especially when Haku was on that initiator, and bam, that's a present.
Yeah, there have been, so here's the deal. Zyricon, extremely popular right now, so incredibly strong in the 2 versus 2. There are a couple of strategies to go against it. One of them has revolved very heavily around a hard engaged support like Alistar or Leona, where when they try and trade on you, when they try and trade on you, you either Leona or Alistar hard engage on the Xayah, so when you're trading, you stop a lot of Xayah's damage output, and then you're kind of just dealing with the Rakan, and you split up so that your range is not next to your melee, and so you don't get double knocked up. Even so, though, that is risky in itself. And the other one is the super long range. We've also seen people just try and go double super long range, Caitlyn plus, another range support, Morgana or something like that, high damage, and trade out like that. And since Morgana, Ole is one of the OG Morganas. It's not a surprise, really, that they have opted with this answer. I actually really do like the Alistar option.
I thought he was going to go with Alistar, to be honest.
But, not this time around.
If we're being honest.
Always be honest.
Morgana is locked in. Be you, unapologetically. 4 seconds left here for Team Liquid to decide first ban of Phase 2, I should say. And Lyra hasn't taken a jungler yet. Awesome game on Zac yesterday for himself. Really helping to start off that initiation. And Zac-Ori combo is always a nice thing to have on the Rift. They're waiting to ban here on their second phase, though.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people have, had their eye on Lyra. Very high hopes coming into the season. Last year with Envy, even on losing team, like this guy is pulling plays out left and right. His mechanics are insane. Decision making is up there. They even talked about he was coaching the team.
Yeah,
for them.
yeah. Coach Lyra.
Trying to get everybody on the same page with the macro, but he did stumble a little bit. Starting out this season, then kind of found his footing in the new meta of concentrating more on being the front line, being the tank, getting vision down early. But now we're having a resurgence, a renaissance of damage junglers, DPS junglers, everybody able to go red smite nowadays. And with some more of the tanks banned out here in Zach, we might see Lyra back to his old ways with some playmaking, some DPS.
Italy.
I mean, Peanut played in Italy. He popped off last night, so I want to see some Lyra in Italy, some...
oh, yeah, that's what he brought in. He was level 3 turret diving bot lanes. I remember those plays. It was crazy. Lyra getting back into that wheelhouse of assassin champions. We'll see if he gets a chance. Kha'Zix's still up, so he can go pretty hard on that if he wants to. Get the Malzahar locked in for Pobelter. Had a Nivea the other day. And didn't have that play too well as he locks in Void in the mid lane.
All right, Pobelter going back to the Malzahar. A little bit of a throwback here for the mid lane. And some of the nerfs were revolving around the ultimate and a little bit of the safety for Malzahar. So we'll see if they can try and punish the mid lane. Because once again, Fabivin has been such a star player for this Clutch Guardian team, or Clutch Gaming team, that is definitely something you have to worry about. All right.
Second Jarvan since a week 3 game and loss against 100 Thieves there for Lyra. So still damage though. Still put out some big power there.
Yeah, you can Jarvan's still versatile, even though he was nerfed with, I believe it was like 3 or 4 armor they took off this time. A little bit squishier. He can still build tank. He can actually build DPS, but we don't see that very often with the, competitive games there. He is definitely a good delivery for Orianna if Rakan is not going to be the delivery system. So there are a lot of options now for Fabivin to put the Orianna ball on, and it's going to make it difficult for Team Liquid to track because Rakan engages are so quick, and Clutch Gaming have a lot of follow-up here in Orianna Shockwave, Rupture from Cho'Gath as well, that they definitely have potential for very quick engagements and trying to end those team fights. But again, Team Liquid have gone for the Caitlyn and Morgana option in answer to the Lovers duo, and that does include a Black Shield in the package deal. So, Malzahar Shield and Morgana Black Shield are going to go a long way in defending the carries for Team Liquid.
Well, Clutch versus Team Liquid about to hit the Rift. An 8-7 Team Liquid, as you were saying, decide this composition. Sejuani for Smithy. Malzahar back for Pobelter as he gets the throwback, and that safety lane of Caitlyn and Morgana. 0-2 last week of CLG and TSM. This week isn't any easier for Liquid and Clutch and Cloud9. They need these victories here. They want to get those wins.
The playoff race is underway, and everybody's looking to finish as quickly as possible. Get your wins now so you can secure your spot.
As a wise man once said, the wins always matter.
The wins always matter, and tickets are limited supply.
Exactly. Exactly. And here the fans already into it, letting the players know we are behind you. Start getting that good laning phase, get that jungler going. We'll see where the jungler focus is for the solo lanes.
I love this Jarvan skin. It feels a little bit like cheating when you use it because the animations are so, slightly shocking to the enemy players when you use it. You can kind of feel them be taken aback. But let's see if Lyra is going to be able to do some fancy stuff. Whenever I see Jarvan, I start thinking about, level 2 gank. Maybe he's going to start red, going to start cheesing somebody.
Go, go, go.
And it's definitely a possibility. So
hype.
might see Lyra pulling off some early stuff here. Jarvan definitely has a lot of options. I would say that Jarvan, especially with those nerfs, the clear, you don't want a power clear. So even if he doesn't go for a level 2, it would probably be like a level 3 into Scuttle Crabs to get some health back or something like that. But you definitely have to keep your wits about you if you are the Team Liquid laners right now. Malzahar's not that great early on. The bottom lane is double ranged, but they do have to be a little bit careful. Zyra all-ins at any point are very, very scary. They also leash really well.
Actually, leaving him with the smite feels nice. Heads off. Sometimes you see that getting smited down. Hold as well for Xmithy. And they are off and running. Back to Talisman for Xmithy as well in the jungle.
Oh, Talisman, but no Raptors. Interessant. Looks like he's just, he's a little bit worried about some Lyra shenanigans too, maybe. As we said, Jarvan has a lot of possibilities for early invades and stuff like that. So Smithy's going buff to secure both buffs before any of that does take place.
Be a little too early for Scuttle as well, so maybe he has one more camp, clears that, then Scuttle. No, Scuttle spawned now, so perfect.
Yeah, it's 2:15 for Scuttles climbing up out of the river. So if you really want to get your health early, you can do 2 camps and then walk down there and like wait a couple seconds for him to pop up. But usually want to get 3 in there so you don't have to wait around. Some binding goes wide here from Ole as they're trying to make use of the range. Double, if you can see, constant pushing. They just want to keep this duo under pressure with the extra minions on their side so that they aren't at risk of the all-in.
Good vision control.
Because they're going to have all these minions to help them out with the trade.
Don't do it. You want to fight, but you don't have vision of Ole as well. Ignite there for both of the supports. Unsealed Spellbook for Hakuo, so they get the change in. And the Aerie for Ole for a bit of damage and extra black shielding. It's just farm fast here in the mid lane. Just have to watch out for little minions and you're good to go.
Well, look at that. We got a biscuit delivery here for Lyra on Jarvan. So we were kind of talking about how the armor nerf made him a little bit less healthy for his clear. But he's got biscuit deliveries. He got a great, Zyra pull on the red. And he's off to an early level 4. I like it. Double buffs now. He's going to have to work his way around the Scuttle Crab if he really wants to go gank bottom. And he sees the Scuttle Crab is taken, so maybe he'll just do Krugs instead.
Sir, I like it. Clearing everything. You notice Xmithy may not be making too much of an impact in the lanes early game, especially just being a farm fast between everybody. So calm, cool, and collected to start things off. Peppervin grabs a tier. Belter just teleported back to lane. Dark Seal, and he still has his D-mats. Keep that lane pushed up.
Yeah, we'll see if he holds on to a couple of those minion dematerializers for the possibility of a Clutch Gaming Baron later on. Clutch Gaming have been quite good at grabbing those mid and later game objectives. D-Lim himself was talking about how great their stall was, especially in the mid game. Their vision control, they really look to neutralize options for the enemy team. I always do really like when teams think so much about what the enemy team is trying to do next first, rather than tunnel visioning on, we have to accomplish X for our goals first.
I feel like it means you're always kind of in the driver's seat if you're that one step ahead. You have one less thing to think about, and you're not considering mistakes in your play. Just going forward.
Speaking of an extra step ahead.
Ooh.
All right, passive is going to time out there for Smithy, so he's a little bit more vulnerable now, but Lyra just wants to secure these Raptors.
Beats him up. Belter, where you at, brother? Taking a little longer in lane as he just needed a full push. He actually has that wave against the turret now. Level 6 not going to be there, unfortunately, just short of it. And they are going ahead and just get a little damage trade.
That's a good guy mid laner, though. The Vivian comes over, protects the Raptors for you. He takes a hit on the way in, even lost one of his melees to the turret, but secures the Raptor camp for Lyra. And that means, we are going to have level 6 junglers coming in pretty soon. So level 6 Malzahar and Sejuani is a lot of crowd control. Uh-oh.
Ooh, spell shield at the end there. Nicely done on to double lift. The trade of auto attack still goes through. Even out the wave here. Little action all over the place. And this is one of those lanes you always say you get Xayah and Rakan together. But it's been Hakuo and Apollo down. So now they're getting a little more pressure knowing they don't have level 5. It's all 4s down here for Clutch Gaming, and it looks like they're going to be taken down quite quick. The heal comes in, able to save Hakuo for the last second. Lyra just short. Femin able to grab Belter as he goes straight up into the river.
Yeah, it's
a little messy.
Sometimes you stop thinking about the enemy roams when you're doing a dive and you just want to get out of that tower aggro. And then you see,
True.
oh yeah, Fabibin was able to answer the roam. He came later, but still able to secure a kill nonetheless. First blood bonus goes over to Team Liquid, but it took them a decent amount of time, and so that did allow Clutch Gaming to answer. Plus, gave over that mid-wave control, so Febby also gets to push the minion wave into the turret first.
Had a bit of a CS lead there already. I see this again on the bot side. If they've had Haku and Apollo behind, this gank became easier.
So what you want to do, they Malzahar ult into a Caitlyn trap. The damage, though, a little bit lacking as they couldn't focus him down in time. And then, yeah, when you're scrambling for the hills, you just want to get out of there. There's Ignite on you, tower shooting you. He just wanted to get out. But always much more safe to run up your own lane, because in the back of your head, you got to keep in mind the lane opponent that you left behind.
Still 61 to 50 here in the bot side. Doublelift patiently cleaning up the minions as looks like the BF sword just bought here by Apollo and Haku, but they want to get a little control over the bot lane and get that vision. Love the fact that you can build tier on Orianna as well here. 66 to 57. It makes it so much easier to use W to clear waves, which usually chunks out your mana bar a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting because they buffed the Seraphs. We're seeing even some mid laners that didn't previously build tier start to build it.
Yep.
You know, you don't have to build the same item over and over like it was the old Morel and Omicron. Everybody needed that 4 mana.
Gotta have it.
But yeah, Seraph's gonna come in. That'll be a big shield later on.
Shields on shields. Great protection with a bit of cleanse. Get himself to safety. Pole Belter, a bit of Roman, gets himself buffed as he goes the long way around, actually. He says, I don't want to get taken out by a quick Cataclysm and Shockwave middle.
Yeah,
like
no flash means Cataclysm
Exactly.
Doomsday.
And that's what he's doing. I have to think in the head right now of Clutch Gaming, and that actually just brings him to more safety. Might have missed a few minions on the turret, but worth. 83 to 64. Howarth, though, Feb been doing a great job of keeping that lane in his favor, along with a bit of roaming to catch the backside of Pobelter on their first attack. A blatant 3-man to the bot side, giving up that vision. We'll see if they can add any more pressure here. A level 5 on Hakuo, but a 6 hit could be very bad on a dive.
Yeah, they're just continuing to whittle away at this bottom turret. Caitlyn pressure with the BF sword especially. Same old game plan here. Double up, shove the wave, continue to chip away at that. And the first turret bonus gold is a huge objective. So we may see Clutch Gaming trying to set up some sort of counterplay down on that side. Both top laners do have teleport currently. So it's definitely options as far as turning into 5-on-5 as well.
I feel like Doublelift and Ole were kind of ready for this. Giving up Zyra Khan first pick over to Clutch Gaming. It's been broken apart in our first 2 games of the day, and they're doing fantastic against the lane. Like you said, maybe Clutch Gaming reading that pressure that bot lane would be the first turret here for Doublelift and Ole. A little bit of vision. Seeks him out. Back off for safety for now. BF sword to BF sword, so definitely damage to come through on the kill secure. No quill for you, sir. Teleports are up. Might see a pole belter here soon as mid lane evens out. Lyra's going to make himself present mid lane.
Yeah, he actually was just, never mind. They found the other control ward as well.
One hit. Yeah, they're going to go right for it. I see what you mean, Kobe.
Flash
Almost didn't even realize it. What's he doing in range still? Oh my god, the last second bait gets Lyra's flash forward under the turret. Permafrost doesn't hit, and Smithy can't clean one up. How fortunate for Clutch Gaming.
Oh my goodness, just on the edge there. The flash had come up, so Pobelter was able to get out of it this time, but they re-engage, and Lyra flashes in, able to finish off that kill. Huge pickup here for Clutch Gaming.
That's super cheeky by Pobelter there. Loved the play, but Lyra said, he was so bloodthirsty. And the teleports there will mix and match a few around the map. Yeah, we'll get to see that replay again in a second. Impact with a good push towards top side. So he being a little bit of a savior here at 103 to 86. Here's that replay again.
So he smites off the shield, goes in. Pobelter is able to flash the shockwave, but Smithy then re-engages. Pobelter was on barely 100 health, but Bibin got an auto off before he gets locked up. And then, you know, Lyra's able to finish it off there with the Dragon Strike. And Jarvan on
So
the
many
board as
things
well.
to consider in that situation. They get Clockwork wind up doing more damage than an auto attack.
I mean,
playing on the edge of his seat.
it's really risky to re-engage right there because
for sure.
Sejuani brings a lot of crowd control to ganks or 2v2 skirmishes, but the damage is not there. And since they didn't really have anyone low, definitely a little bit of a whoopsie.
All right, let's see how everything pans out. Not too much craziness, but they are getting Febivin going. Somebody who's been huge for Clutch lately. Already 120, the highest CS in the game, just above Double Lift, who's had a pretty easy farm lane. And it got good damage to start on that turret. Impact, he's been cleaning up on this top side as well, so his teleport being up means they may be able to make their own play here and get something back.
Interesting here. Smithy is back. Ultimate's on cooldown, but pretty close to coming back up. And Olay is off to the roam. This is kind of one of the synergies that people thought was going to be a very big deal when, you know, Smithy, Olay, Pobelta were all signed to another team coming from Immortals. And Smithy and Olay last year had done such a good job of roaming.
Oh, he actually didn't connect it. Usually the tether goes through, Pobelter gets hit up, shockwave onto him, Lyra instantly out of CC, goes for the Cataclysm Death, and double it from the bot lane. They finally sweep up and start to clean up.
Yeah, Team Liquid are looking for a play because Solo uses teleport. Oh, actually, I have to recheck if it was canceled there, but I think he might have used it top. And
yeah, he had already used it.
Team Liquid wanted to jump on that cooldown difference there, so good job by them finding the angle there. Now they've again got the pressure still on bottom side. They're looking for the first turret bonus goal. Double have picked up red in that skirmish, and they should be able to pick up Mountain Drake as well.
Taking down a few bits of vision. Dragon first, they say. Don't shoot the ward, it gives them vision. Do that after. So a quick hit. Smithy gets that one. Everybody back for the lane ASAP so they don't lose any bit of this control. 133 at 1-0 and 1 now for Double if they have a lot of control over this bot lane. Impact. Oh. What a ward. Nicely done. Always got to consider someone's in that brush next to you, and he does. Safely to top he goes. It'll be a long walk there for Solo as we see this one more time just in the nick of time.
Yeah. Layering the crowd control. Malzahar ult into the binding. Into Sejuani.
Free!
And then he was free for a second. Lyra got free for 1 second there. Finishes off a kill. Here he is bottom.
Free once again. Cataclysm down. Flag and drag after chilling smite to keep Olay in range. Oh, the heal. Extra movement speed. Oh, he's just sitting on the death though. Oh, they give him the shockwave. Not even overkill. Good heal to get out as well. A few too many tanks of the turret, and they know they need to separate themselves. Impact getting pushed back. No, top side. Flash for flash. The chomp just not coming through. Would have been short.
Man, yeah, Solo really wanted that chomp. Very close. He gets another kick.
Silence. The boomerang on the way back through.
Baited himself.
He knows it's a boomerang. It's going to come back. Gets himself turn the bot lane here for Clutch. Nicely done, but Solo's putting himself in a dangerous spot here with Smithy.
Yeah, there's no way out for him. He saw Smithy come over the ward, but that's too bad.
Just he already chomped, so he's not going to get too much health back here. The Savior? Glacial Prison? Can't see how much health he has. He has turret health. Hakuo going in for nothing here. He gets in, but just a little too short on the Unsealed Spellbook teleport.
Is he going to get out, though?
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute, he TP'd in. Seconds, please. Not the turret on Impact. That goes to Pobelter. A quick lockdown. And Hakuo goes in and out.
All right. Team Liquid collecting some extra gold for themselves here in back-to-back kills. Plus, that bottom turret we mentioned, finally, Double Lift has alone time. And they're going to be able to get that one. It wasn't first turret bonus because all the shenanigans that went down bottom side and mid. But in the end, they do finish it off. And that is going to be +1 turrets for Team Liquid now. Plus, they get to rotate their Caitlyn. Let's take another look at this dive, though. Smithy wants to tank the turret so that Impact can also add damage. They take that one very easily. And then Pobelter, tag, you're in. You're going to go for the dive next. So now he's taking it. And Smithy comes back. Okay, I guess we're getting this one, too.
You first. Clutch have a bit of time to work with, though, as everybody backs to spend that money on Liquid. They kind of regain control of the river. Vision is there. Smithy, he's not going to want over the wall. That's a little too low. They just give it to one quick QW from Olay, but nothing happens. So quick pickup on Rift Herald. They can decide where to use that. No damage really to the top side yet. So to defend first and then figure it out.
All right, Rakan engaged from Hakuo when Apollo's very low.
Yeah. Just saying, get these minions and these guys out of here.
Yeah, guess they cleared a minion wave, but that is definitely going to force the recall. The top turret is also going to fall now. This one very low, and the siege of the Morgana Caitlyn still going to take its toll.
This has been relentless from Doublelift and Ole this game. It's like I had one thing in mind, and they keep doing it. Ole's only left Doublelift for a few moments when something happened a little bit towards Dragon in mid, but other than that, those two are on the buddy system together and keeping it going. Seems to be quite effective to take down the next turret of their lane. And they might just swap it down towards middle here to be protected if topside is a little too far out. The team's already getting funky around the Bramble Pit.
All right, going for the steal while their duo lane is up top. That is risky for completion here. It looks like they're just going to smite fight it out.
Wait! Oh, he got it! Nicely done by Impact. Unfortunate here for Clutch is now they're kind of getting pushed around in their own jungle. And that was an extended one too. They knew Doublelift and Ole were backing, but it still wasn't a fight they could take due to vision.
Yeah.
Kind of getting thrown around there.
Apollo now trying to push up on the top side for Clutch, but Doublelift is walking up to answer. Impact though, red buff.
Huh. Huh. Ooh, another 1v1. Oh my god, those feathers sting! Flashes over the wall! Sorry to rain on your parade, Doublelift, says Apollo. And the Feather Storm comes down hard, 5-5 here, 18 minutes in. They crack the Eye of the Rift Herald mid, and it looks like they're gonna do their own bit of damage.
All right, Clutch Gaming on the offensive now. With that Rift Herald, should be able to finish off this mid turret and get some gold back for themselves. Going for 2, actually.
Why not? That's very, very healthy. Shelly, pole belters towards the top side, so they don't have the minion clear they really want. Ole's gonna be only tormented soil. And Nick Smithy doesn't have follow-up help unless it's a quick run from Impact, but it looks like the exit strategy is already initiated for Clutch.
Yeah, that misstep actually cost Team Liquid a lot. Not only an extra kill, but 2 turrets instantly taken there because they previously had taken the Rift Herald. Nice little bit of punish there from Clutch Gaming. Does that count as a hit? If you hit them and they still are able to finish the
why not?
All right, we'll give them credit. That one counts. 2 points for Hakuo. This is going to be about 5 points for Apollo. So technically, people could say, oh, Doublelift had flash. But if he flashed there, it would be wasting it because there was nowhere for him to go. He wasn't close enough to the wall, and the entire Clutch Gaming team was in the river. So good job. It's a good job to save it.
Save it. It's next fight. Easy.
Although it's also a good job to meme, so, you know, go ahead.
Gotta keep them fresh. Just about 1,000 gold lead. Ooh, there's a binding they were looking for. He still gets the flag and drag. It's like, you're a nuisance. I hit one before, I hit it again. Stop. Just stop.
Yeah, one of the great things about Jarvan, you can still use flag drag if you get mobilized there.
2 mountains to a team that has already been controlling the hell out of these structures this game. Putting Doublelift wherever they please and crushing it down. 1 ring of outer turrets last here for Clutch Gaming, all 3. Looks like they're protecting a top side. Impact should just have fun with that, and the rest of the team can kind of do what they want right now. Look for those continuous fights that they had just kind of going around Clutch's red buff we saw previously.
All right, Team Liquid. They had a decent line of deep vision because they had so much pressure after chaining all the outer turrets. But again, they lost so much pressure here with that little bit of a rotation snafu that good resurgence here from Clutch Gaming. Now they're on the offensive trying to get the last outer of their own. And Ole, risky.
3rd time's a charm. Ole is not liking the binding on Lyra right now. And this time it's right at him.
Like what you did there. Haku was able to get in, no hesitation. CG run him down, and that will be another mistake from Team Liquid, opening up an objective for Clutch Gaming. You make a mistake, they take a turret.
I think that's something that's really effective here for Clutch Gaming is when Doublelift and Ole took that top turret, they had time to back, and TL was messing around the bot side jungle. I don't think they expected Clutch to quickly come out and take Rift, to quickly come out and use it. They had breathing room, and that's when Clutch strikes back. They have these little moments, like you're saying, to activate in those windows, and they can find them very well.
Team Liquid having a problem here with people getting picked off. Stragglers and Clutch Gaming. Now they're set up pretty nicely. We were talking about the Viven earlier, He's got his 2 items. The Seraphs is completed, fully transformed. He's a little bit safer with the Banshee's second, too. I kind of like this adaptation. And he already had Tenacity, but now he can block a spell as well. And, you know, those shockwaves can be devastating when you have such good delivery systems. Rakan instantly gets in there. Jarvan is another one for the backup. They do have to worry. You know, Malzahar, ult, Sejuani, as well as Gnar could definitely ruin their days, but it's definitely looking a lot better for them now. Team Liquid, though, really good vision control inside Baron River.
Where the power might be coming from at this point. Essence Reavers, rapid fire. We saw the damage from Apollo already, but those static shivved Infinity Edge shots could really turn a fight to start things off if it's on a squishy. Also, any hits from Pole Belter. Just making sure they keep an eye on any of these initiations or possibilities to turn a fight.
Easy come, easy go. That vision is cleared out instantly. Clutch Gaming just power move right through the river. They are going to give up a wave here, though, as Team Liquid are going to jump on this, get the early push. And Impact zoning them out. So this is good. Team Liquid trying to get the minions up to the turret. And Clutch Gaming might just bully this one through. I wonder if they want to take the 5-on-5. Turret might be forfeit.
Possibly. They have the fight ability for Apollo to go in. Mikhail's Crucible first for Hakuo, so he can focus on damage. We already saw that on Double Lift, but a little too short on engaging there. It's not the fight they wanted. And they'll just see what the exit strategy and path is for Team Liquid. Possibly a kill here. Impact would be a long fight, enough time for the other members to roam down. They kind of just stick together here.
It's exactly what you want to see. When a team moves in with 5 members to take down your vision, it has to be a game of give and take. You don't want to let that movement go unpunished. So no hesitation there. Doublelift moved up. He got the minion wave, and they're able to get the turret off of it as well in payment for the control wards.
I mean, quite a bit of warding going on FLICKR, Kobe. Nobody's really sure of their power to initiate the fight. Kind of nobody wants to initiate first. It almost becomes a danger. If you don't get the perfect one, you initiating first means they have a great counter to figure out that fight. You see Pole Belter not wanting to stand still and do that unless they have the vision here.
Spamming
Looks
pings.
like they could get that forced fight. It's going to be Hakuo first. They'll have eyes onto him, and that may be the turn. Baron's already low enough. There's one hit. Cleanse comes out from Mikhail's. It's going to be the smite down from McSmithy, but the fight does come through. They're all charmed up. Hakuo has to get out, as he can only look good for so long in a fight with that many members.
Yeah. Double Mountain Drake power right there. Not only do they get the Baron, Impact takes down the turret, and that is a huge sweeping victory for Team Liquid. Double Mountain Drakes makes that Baron just disappear. And even though, you know, everyone's, oh, Rakan, he can get this super long instant regage. You know, nobody is able to follow up on that because they're too far away. Team Liquid got out scot-free.
Imagine, though, what a party pen they could create if Lyra was there. Solos rupture everything in a small circle, and then you cap it off with a Shockwave Featherstorm.
Well, maybe they get a chance on Mountain Drake number 3.
We'll have to see. Haunting Guy is being picked up by Pole Belter. He's going to start being able to tear through solo a little bit more the longer they're in these fights with that new Madness passive. Getting all angry. Up to 10% of that damage.
Angry or crazy?
Oh,
you start to go insane when you pick up this item. Lashing out at everyone, doing more damage.
It's true.
All right. Well, maybe we're getting some bindings here. Ah, the Jarvan. Not going to be any effect there. Shields go up. Could also escape very easily. Sideways being pushed by Team Liquid here, though. They want to make use of their Baron buff. Send Impact on top side. Bottom side is already pushing, and they can make a strong move towards mid to set up for the Dragon. I think they might want to collect that before they go in, but they also are running out of time on the Baron, and since they have such good siege, Caitlyn, Morgana, Poke can come through. It looks like they want to make use of all the Baroned up waves they can, and you know, give Impact some time to get this turret.
All the time in the world. Look at this body of people moving around. Security wall coming through. Doublelift Ole and Smithy cutting off Hakuo's entrance. If you can get through that little alleyway, as they deny with their own pink wards. It's ever so slowly, but very methodical here from Team Liquid once they have a lead. Something we see teams kind of wave around back and forth. Should we go in, should we not? And both teams definitely did that for a little bit this game, but once Liquid found that in, they kept it going. Now pushing that advantage, Baron towards the bot side or mid.
And the real decider is usually getting through the big hurdle that is inhibitor turrets. Because those are so much more difficult because of the walls that funnel you in there. Very good lead from Team Liquid right now, but Clutch Gaming still have the chance. Trying to make those big plays, but there you go. There's your Drake.
3 Mountain Drakes, no more of those will spawn this game. Our next one will be an Infernal. Wow, powerful Drake game. I like it. Definitely Doublelift enjoying that, along with Impact. He can now destroy any turrets he comes up to, and he demands even more respect in a split push lane, and I don't think Solo can give him that as a Cho'Gath. Bot side being pushed in. It's not even bannered up, and they're crushing through it. No banners even this game.
Yeah,
they just have all the damage they're working with in hand.
If Clutch Gaming aren't going to make their big play at an AoE team fight, then they're slowly going to get chipped away from both sides. That bottom one just melted.
Well, they're very close to a Rabadon for Febivin, so if he can get that, I mean, the one shockwave is going to be hard to hit. Team Liquid's waiting for it, so got to make it big.
Baron has timed out, so at least they're left with their inhibitor standing. And that is a pretty big power point. With the buffs to death cap, 40% now, could very well mean the difference between getting the kill onto Doublelift,
right,
or not being able to finish that 100%. And that is going to be key. Caitlyn's very long range and should have some good positioning, especially with Black Shield. But if Clutch Gaming can close that distance, then they actually have a lot of options. That would be one way for them to actually take control of the team fight phase.
Bit of an extended fight would favor them. Double Warmogs for their side. But it is, TL keeps kind of ramming these fights down their throat every time it happens, so those Warmogs are only getting chipped away on.
Guardian Angel here for Impact 2. So that Gnar front line going to get double value. And Team Liquid, they have an opening on bottom side, so if they prep the minion waves once again, Pobelter is going top. If he just pushes that and then rotates to the rest of the team, this might be Team Liquid's time here. 3 Mountain Drakes, as he said, so they can destroy those structures very quickly.
Oh yeah, it's going to have to be a quick response from Clutch Gaming, and these are the kind of games that Liquid fans want to see at the end of the split. Cloud9 as well next week, Optic next week, and this Clutch game. We're not having fun against CLG and TSM in 7 and 8, or I should say TSM yesterday. So with these wins here, they look to have shored up a few of those mistakes, as Doublelift said in his tweets. Lyra having to get himself out of that one.
Decent amount used on him as well. The QSS activated, the flash used. Impact!
Ooh! What's the pull, though? How long is the fight? Remember that Guardian Angel being down? He flashes out as Solo cast just a little bit too early from the Guardian Angel res, and he gets back to safety. All 5 members stand on both teams, but quite a few summoners were used in that fight.
Yeah, Clutch Gaming actually, even though they had to burn QSS and flash on Lyra in mid with that chase, getting that Guardian Angel passive is huge. That is a very long cooldown and very hard to deal with otherwise if you're fully committed to a 5-on-5. But in a side skirmish like that, very nice to get that one down.
What is the next move, says Team Liquid? The Drake's up. 50 seconds, though, however, on Baron, so they exit towards the top side of the map. Gonna leave those breadcrumb wards behind them on the way out so they can figure out if there's any danger. Hear this fight one more time. Impact wanted it.
Yeah.
Blood.
He even got to the side, so they weren't able to get him with the callback on Feathers there for Apollo, but Clutch Gaming arrived first with the inside route on the rotation. Binding didn't hit anyone. Sejuani ultimate's blocked by the Banshee's Veil, so
man,
Clutch Gaming able to get out without expending too much there.
A lot of back, a lot of forth, but nobody going down. Clutch Gaming says we get control once more over the Baron area. And now it's going to be the jockey for position. The exit is completely covered by pink wards here for Team Liquid. So if it is them pushing Clutch Gaming away, they'll have that completely. but the turn is still there. Remember, a lot of the summoners were used there for Clutch in the last fight.
They have Cho'Gath too. If that thing gets low, he can just eat it.
One hit, another stun, locked down. Lyra gets himself to safety again. Xmithie on the front. Black Shield keeping him pretty good as the crowd control cannot layer on him.
Hakuo used a lot though. If Rakan has no flash, no ult,
Right.
he is very squishy and doesn't provide a lot of value. So Team Liquid feeling very good about their positioning now.
There's the scuttle grab as well, so they can start to use the edge of that. Get the speed, get the shrine, get the chase if they want it. Hakuo is still on the side. Solo's going to be taking damage. Impact making his way down mid lane. This is a 4v5 jockeying for position as Team Liquid dances around the attacks and keeps re-engaging with bits of health. Clutch Gaming, got to give them props for being able to keep themselves as healthy as they are in and out, but this is not serving a purpose for them.
Yeah, and they're just keeping him interested here. Xmithie stops the backs. Impact is going to take it himself.
Lyra on the other side. He says, if I can completely rout him, get him in the pen, he just goes for the ultimate. Flag and drag out for double lift, and it's the teleport in from Impact. He's in the middle of the fight, but it's not a Narvar, and they go right for Hakuo. Hakuo is down as Apollo gets dropped by Ole. The fight, the dance. What a beautiful job by Team Liquid as they take out each member of Clutch Gaming one by one, and Febivin heading for the fountain.
Team Liquid showing poise in the late game. They forced Clutch Gaming into a lose-lose situation, and they're able to clean up afterwards. That is going to be the game.
Team Liquid needing every win at the end of the split. It's 6-9, I should say 9-6, 32 minutes in. They're looking at Clutch Gaming's Nexus. Clutch with a beautiful game yesterday over Fox, but Liquid says it doesn't matter. Take the Xayah Rakan combo. We'll take it to your Nexus. Team Liquid take down Clutch Gaming. A lot of strength and laning and throughout the game there. There's a bit of a pause for both teams as they sized each other up there between the 20-minute mark, but pretty clean once Team Liquid knew they had that kind of lead.
Yeah, they definitely had the game plan laid out this time. They were looking more methodical. They just wanted to push down the turrets slowly but surely. They did, as you said, give up a couple of straggler kills there in the middle game that kind of slowed it down. And Clutch Gaming had some openings for some explosive engages, but in the end, they still close the loop. They still finish it off, and Team Liquid had that extra win and get that much closer.
Pushing Lyra off quite a few of his champions in the jungle. Get some love from the family members in the crowd as well. A very, very happy Team Liquid here is, like you said, so happy that Twitter has more characters. Doublelift could share everything with us, that things are changing, things are looking better, and you're going to see those things on stage, and it seems like that happened here today for Liquid.
Yeah, they're definitely happy about this one. Believe they're still a little bit up in the air.
9-7, yep, no.
But that is definitely going to go a long ways for, especially there, Steve, you can see on stage, feeling quite a lot better. A little bit of relief.
Yeah, it was a difficult game yesterday against TSM. Nothing really went their way, so for them to kind of recoup, come back here, and find what win they needed today is fantastic. To get some more insight on that game as well, let's send it over to the State Farm analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Riv. A nice bounce-back game, rather, from Team Liquid after their loss yesterday. So they'll feel good about that, moving to 9-7. But I want to frame this discussion using some words of Doublelift, and I'm going to grossly paraphrase this because he threw out three pretty long tweets yesterday. So if you're curious, go check out his Twitter so you can see his full thoughts. But essentially, what Doublelift was saying was that he does not believe their regular season record reflects their actual skill level. And part of why that is because they, as a team, have been looking to play many different strategies and not necessarily relying on a single, comfort pick, solid strategy that they have, worked to a well-oiled place where they can, continue to execute and pick up the necessary wins. So to some degree, moving away from that comfort has hurt them throughout the split and is more of a long-term oriented mindset than a short-term one.
And I saw more of this early on when they were winning most of their games, and they then immediately were like, all right, now we're going to try putting impact on carries and play through top lane. And that wasn't working. But actually more recently, it almost felt like the other teams were pushing impact into that position, and they were opting not to. But then in this draft in particular, I think we really saw them go back to comfort because this is the point of the season where they actually really need the wins.
Well, that's the big thing, right? You're looking at playoffs, and that's what he was kind of saying in the tweets, like, watch for us in playoffs because that's where we'll turn it on. Well, you got to get to playoffs first, Mark, so at a certain point, you got to go back to comfort.
Yeah, with CLG surging, them dropping a lot of games, you're starting to look back like, oh, we might get knocked out of playoffs. Then they go full comfort here where you have Gnar for Impact, one of his best champs of all time. You have Sejuani for Smithy. Yes, there's the meme about the ult, but he plays it a ton. He's great at it.
Yep.
Belter's Malzahar, Double Lift Caitlyn, Morgana for Ole. All 5 are comfort champions at this point, and they work pretty well together and in the matchups that they ended up getting in this game.
Yeah, and the one thing as well is like they gave up Zyricon, which is something we usually criticize, and rightfully so because it's dominant. But in this instance, the one player who is kind of like proving he can play any matchup would have been Doublelift and Ole doing Caitlyn Morg into Zyra Khan, which is what some people see as a serviceable lane into them. And they were trying to orchestrate that with early pressure. At the time of this dive, they're up about 18 CS on the bottom lane. It actually doesn't go great because the beginning of this game was still very competitive.
Yeah, so Clutch Gaming actually did a good job responding to that, but where the pressure started getting distorted was the top lane. Gnar generated a TP advantage for himself, and Clutch Gaming still took a fight in the bot river. So even though it starts out all right, there's now an extra man joining in on this fight that gets them to 2 kills, that gets them their first dragon, and this leads to a huge objective advantage, but TL made it hard for themselves.
Yeah, Doublelift gets caught trying to get vision by Apollo, who makes a great play to kill Doublelift before he's able to react to Flash. And then the Gnar split push kind of started to kick off. It's forcing Clutch Gaming into difficult decisions. Gnar was going to take their base, so Lyra has to go and try and find that flank, and they can't quite land it. Remember, Clutch Gaming hasn't been the best team at being super aggressive. They've mostly been good at playing defense, but Team Liquid was forcing them into playing offense.
That was a sexy engage, I'll give Lyra that, but the problem is they're too far behind at this point. The double, triple Mountain Dragon gave the TL a Baron, which then gave him a big gold lead. You see that right around that 22-minute mark. They took a very early Baron off of Clutch Gaming back. And then once the gold lead was like that, yeah, those team fights are very hard to win if you're not all coordinated.
Triple Mountain will do that for you.
Oh, yeah.
And a quick Baron.
And I keep seeing this stuff. I really feel like Impact is the key to Team Liquid's success and failures.
Right.
Because if he's playing well, that means they can gank for Doublelift. And if Doublelift gets going with the bottom lane turret being broken, that allows Ole to roam, like, it unlocks the entire team. So getting him on situations where he wins 1v1 makes this a super dangerous team. It's just they haven't been able to do that very often this year.
And that's the scary thing is, depending on who they're matched up against, that might not be possible. Solo, primarily a tank player. Gnar works well into him, one of Impact's best champions.
Yeah.
Can he do this same thing versus the top teams in the league who have stronger top laners? That is still a concern if you're going up against the Hoonies and Licorice and Haunter.
And to some degree, right, champion pool, I still feel is kind of in question for Impact because if you take the Gnar out of contention, you take the Shen out of contention for him, really where does he fall that can punish some of these other players? Well,
They'll have
yet
to find
be
out.
seen. Yeah, it's yet to be seen. We'll look for playoffs for that. We're going to send it down to Ovly, though, who's standing by with Team Liquid's Sheriff in the bot lane.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Doublelift. Congratulations on that game. With the win, you bring the team's record to 1-1 this weekend. What do you think of Liquid's performance this week?
Well, woo! No, our first match against TSM, we griefed pretty hard. I feel like we were just really afraid of making plays, we just essentially played like a really loose game, and it wasn't something that was like suitable for our team. And then after that, we had a really, really long meeting. It lasted till like 2 a.m. actually. And we just talked about how, like we keep playing unsuitable styles for our team, and like there's no real direction because like everyone on the team basically is willing to just be like, yeah, it's okay, I'll take the hit, and I'll just do this. That's fine, because you don't want to be the guy who's like, no, you're like, I'm putting my foot down. I don't want this. And I definitely didn't want to be that guy because I have like a reputation of being like. I have a reputation of being like resource hungry. I just want my top to be a tank. I just want, my mid to roam bot. I just want my jungler to camp my lane. Like those sorts of stereotypes. I didn't want to fall into that. But really, like the meta is really suited for our playstyle, and I am really good at calling for resources bot. So that game, the game that we finally won, we played a prio bot lane. We counterpicked them. I was pushing them in and I was shitting on them the whole game. So then I threw once. But then it was fine. We still won.
Now, in some tweets that you made yesterday, you were talking about a little bit about the team's play style and showing the fans some unrealized progress that you have made. What else were you trying to say with those messages?
Well, I mean, we've just been working on so many random things, you know, like we try to play like heavy mid prio, heavy top prio, and like sometimes the meta will be that, so we're gonna have to. And you know, we've been switching around our picks basically every week. You know, 1 week it's Galio, 1 week it's Azir. Like, you know, in this patch it's like a lot of Ryze, and it's just really high priority on Ryze. But we still gave it up and tried to play Nivea against it yesterday, and like we're just trying so many random things, I guess, on stage. And it's kind of like a cop-out excuse or whatever because it's best of ones, and so you kind of just have this feeling of like, oh, well, we lost, and that didn't work, lesson learned. But in like previous splits, that would have been a learning experience for us for the series. So, you know, it's getting closer to playoffs. We don't want to miss out. So now we're probably going to try hard for the last couple games.
Now, unfortunately, with this win, you didn't lock for playoffs, but if Cloud9 beats TSM behind us in the game that's going to happen after, then you guys are locked. So predictions for this game.
Free SM.
Free SM, there you have it. Stick around because after the break, we're going to see Cloud9 versus TSM.
Are we going to start practicing best of fives?
Yeah, but we can also focus on this game.
I mean, I am focused. I'm focused, and I'm asking questions. Like, I'm so
Hey guys,
efficient.
pick that.
It's all fours down here for Clutch Gaming, and it looks like they're going to be taken down quite quick. The heal comes in, able to save Hakuo for the last second. Lyra just short. Almost didn't even realize it. What's he doing in range still? Oh my god, the last second bait gets Lyra's flash forward.
Okay.
Coming up.
Keep playing the basic.
5v3.
Yeah.
Win. I feel for you.
Okay, I got one shot though. Go worry.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, another 1v1. Oh my god, those feathers sting! Flashes over the wall! But it's not a Narvar, and they go right for Hakuo. Hakuo is down as Apollo gets dropped by Ole. The fight, the dance. What a beautiful job by Team Liquid. Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. Since we know the importance of lending a hand, we want to highlight players and plays that help the team bring home the big W. If you have a favorite assist from this week that you want us to highlight, tweet the clip with the hashtag NALCS and the hashtag StateFarmAssist, and we may feature it in a future episode. So get out there and bring some support.